Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 109th ever episode of the Dex Podcast. I'm Alex.
And I'm Kellz.
And today, folks, we are here. I'm excited for this week's episode. Jimmy is unable to make it because, I don't know if you guys knew this, but he hosts every week another podcast in our family of podcasts on this very website that we put this podcast on, thatonevideogamer.com. It's called the That One Video Gamer Podcast, and it's him and Super Bunny Hop, another YouTuber who is a hilarious man, and also a bunch of other people are on there all the time. So if you miss Jimmy, go check him out there. He's there every single week. You can't miss him. Matt Visual's on there a lot. A lot of people are on there. But hey, this is the Dex Podcast. It's a Pokemon podcast put on by the same people that put on the show, The Dex, on YouTube.
Yo.
If you're on the Saturday crew, what up? How are you doing on the website on our YouTube channel? On the Friday crew, how are you doing? It's nice to get this a day earlier than the Saturday crew, isn't it?
Hey.
Saturday crew, all you got to do for next time is to just click the link in the description below, and you too can experience the Dex Podcast as early as the Friday crew. Wow. All right.
Very, very highly prized.
Super huge.
Event.
Very important stuff. Really essential that you get this early. Anyway, Kellz.
Yes?
Well, I coughed while I said your name. I was like, Kellz. How was your Poké Week?
It was pretty good, actually. I reached level 26 on Pokemon Go.
Bam!
I have been doing TCG online because it's fun.
Yeah, it is fun.
It is. And, there was these Pokemon little stickers that we're going to talk about soon, but I've been sending those all over the town on text messages.
Oh my God, they're so good.
And then yes, I got caught up on the Pokemon X and Y anime. That's what I wanted to say.
Oh yeah, the other day you were kind of like live tweeting it a little bit.
Yeah, kind of. It's great. I love it. It's so good.
Is it in English again?
Yeah. I watched all the ones that are released in English so far, which means I got up to the one where I think it's, or maybe the one right after, the one where Ash is sick and Serena has to
kiss him on the lips.
Take care of him.
Oh, did they kiss?
No.
Are they ever going to kiss?
I don't know. Don't spoil it.
What do you mean?
Don't spoil it for me, everybody.
I don't know if they're going to kiss.
I don't know.
All right.
I'd be okay with it.
I also had a very eventful Pokemon week. I've been playing a lot of Pokemon cards. I don't know where I was at last week with this, but I now have every card but the Shaymin EX.
Oh.
Every card has arrived. Every card has arrived. I still cannot bring myself to pay for that Shaymin EX, but someday I'm sure that I will, because I'm stupid. But I've been playing a lot of that. I'm also going to start streaming probably today.
Wow.
Yeah. So go check my Twitter to see if I'm streaming on twitch.tv/Faciania. That's where my streaming channel is. You can come hang out. You can come subscribe, get a little Wallace emote. That got approved. It's very cute.
It's such a cute emote.
There's a Wallace emote and there's a me getting like overwhelmed with sadness emote.
I actually asked Alex. Well, he asked me if he could use Wallace as one of his emotes, and I told him that I was actually going to ask if he could use Wallace as one of his emotes. So we both were just like, yes.
And it's a good ass emote, right?
It's really cute.
It's great.
It's so cute.
It's a great one. All right. But mostly all I've been doing is just playing competitive Pokemon. So if you are interested in joining me for that online, just taking a look and see what's going on and doing that grind or whatever, come check it out. It's twitch.tv/Faciania. It's the same as my Twitter. I'm probably doing it right now. Wow. If you're on Friday, that is. On Saturday, my band is putting out our album and we're having a show in Highland Park. So that's where I'm going to be then. But that's it. That's all I've been doing this Pokemon week. Anything else we want to say before we jump into it?
No.
Okay, cool. Today is the Pokemon Sun and Moon theories episode. We're going to focus on theories. Ooh. I asked you guys to send in theories for the Fanswers segment later. I'm excited to hear what you guys think. We're doing kind of like a fake top 5, more like just a list of theories type segment.
And contrary to usual stuff on the Dex, we're going to maybe talk about things that don't have concrete proof. Maybe some things that are a little bit like off the wall. If
Yeah, this is all
if
crazy.
it makes it's all crazy theories, and you know what? Sometimes we'll extrapolate a little bit, but pick apart our theories. We'll pick apart yours. It'll be fun.
That's correct. But before we do any of that, let's jump into the news. Well,
That was fun.
what?
It was fun.
That was a fun one?
I don't know. It was fun. I
Not one of
guess.
your favorites?
I don't know. You sounded like you were like.
What does that mean?
I don't know. Like you were. I don't know.
I'm fine. I'm a little
I don't
congested.
know. Just like like the whole attitude behind this phrase. I don't know.
You just thought I felt hesitant?
It just was like.
I'll work on it. First big thing was that we were supposed to have a news drop on the 14th, a couple days ago. And we kind of did. Everybody was freaking out because it was like literally nothing. And this one, usually I'm on the camp of like, well, you guys shouldn't have freaking leaked it if you wanted something to be excited about.
Hey.
Right?
Yeah.
But this time, like, there was really not a lot. I mean, like, some of the news leaked from Koro earlier in the week, but like, it was like not enough information to merit like getting us excited for a date, right? Like, it was like a little bit less than the rest of them.
Yeah. I think it was just like a couple little news bits, which I think is fine. I'm not worried about that.
I felt like it was intended to get us excited about the theory that we've been talking about like for like 2 weeks already.
Uh-huh.
And I feel like it just didn't land because like maybe just because I'm like in the the minority of like super hardcore Pokemon fans, but I was just like, yeah. But anyway, that's okay because there's more news that's supposed to be coming on the 20th, which is in a couple days. So that's like what, Tuesday? Something like that.
Something like that.
Yeah, because Wednesday's the 14th last week, or this week. So yeah, so the 21st is so Tuesday.
Great.
You guys did it. We made it. There's not going to be a news update between now and when the podcast goes live. Hopefully.
Oh, of course.
Hopefully.
Of course they will.
But yeah. Yay! Anyway, let's talk about these Koro leaks. First, we got some stuff about the anime. The Pokemon Sun and Moon anime will begin to air in November. Weird. In it, Ash meets the Melee Island Guardian Tapu Koko, and this series, Ash's goal is going to be going to school to graduate.
What?
Isn't that weird?
Whack.
It's not whack.
No, it's
tight.
It's cool. It's interesting.
Do you think that confirms that there's no gyms and no league and no badges?
Yes.
The Trial Masters are Professor Kukui and Lily. They are Trial Masters and they are on the poster. Serena is not on the poster.
No.
That doesn't bode well. A Rowlet is riding on Ash's back, which seems like...
Like, Poplio and Lynn are also in the picture, but, like, the Rowlet is, like, coming out from right behind Ash.
But also, Kelly and I are literally magical psychics, seers, because Team Rocket is in the corner and he has, like, James has a Beware, probably. I don't know who has it, but, like, there's a Beware. It's blasting off with them. Yeah, hashtag the Dex made Sun and Moon, hashtag Beware is big.
Yeah.
He is too big. He is so big. It's so funny. I can't believe how big he is. It's like comical how large he is.
I thought that it was just like for the poster, but then I saw a screenshot with Beware in it in that anime, and
nope,
Beware
yeah, he's just a big old bear boy.
Big.
He's still got to be my fave from the new set. I'm so into Beware. I think he's hilarious. But speaking of new guys, 2 new Ultra Beasts, which if you don't remember what those are, they are neither Pokemon nor person and are a threat to both. 2 more of those were revealed. UB-02 Beauty and UB-02 Expansion. Mm-hmm. There are screenshots that show Tapu Koko battling UB-02 Beauty in the Moon game and UB-02 Expansion in Sun. So it seems like maybe like depending on what game you choose, like maybe you'll get one or the other. Beauty resembles a tall silverfish woman and can move faster than lightning. Expansion looks like the Tick. If the Tick was the mosquito, its proboscis is as hard as diamonds. And they also reminded us that UB1's codename is still a secret. Thank you.
For reminding us.
Thank you for reminding us about that. Now we know.
You didn't deliver the joke very well, though.
You can't expect me to do that without even knowing what the joke's going to be beforehand.
True. That's true.
Thank you for reminding us. Anyway, obviously... one of these Ultra Beasts bears a very striking resemblance to a human character that we have already seen.
True.
And I don't want to get too far into it right now, but like, what the heck is going on?
Oh, it's hybrid human experiments.
That's what you think?
That's what we'll talk about
Okay.
soon.
All right. Rockruff's evolutions are also revealed. If you don't know who Rockruff is, that's the Pokemon version of Wallace. He's a little rock, normal, right? Dog.
Yeah, a little normal rock dog.
Its evolution in Japanese is called Lugarugan, and it comes in two forms. Its evolution changes based on time of day. I don't know if that means that it changes from one to the other during the day, or if it means that you, depending on what time you evolve it, you get a different result.
I'm not sure either.
Do we have any confirmation on that?
I heard a source saying that it was like one evolves in the day and one evolves at night, but then I heard other sources saying like evolves like that it could be form based, and that something to do with howl, the move howl. I don't know. It's very
like where you howl.
Yeah, it's very it's hard because it's like translation, and then of course with translation people are like, oh, and I heard this.
Well, the reason I'm tending towards it being like one or the other permanently is because the midday form of Lugarugan evolves with a priority move called Accelerock. Accelerock, whatever.
Accelerock?
Yeah. And if you evolve when the moon is out, Lugarugan is in midnight form and it learns counter instead. Both designs are very awesome. Kelly is probably going to have both of them on her team if she possibly can.
I like them both. I can't decide which one I like.
Do you think their typing is different?
Maybe.
I don't know.
Maybe Lugaruga. What's his name? Lugarugan. Maybe the nighttime form is fighting if it learns counter.
Yeah.
Rock fighting.
Yeah, or dark, something like that.
He does look kind of like spooky.
Yeah. I'm trying to find like any info on this thing. What? How is it spelled? Lugarugan. I see. Trying to find if I can find like just a little bit more information about this, but it's not really.
It's a cool looking Pokemon though. I love the midday form. It's so like
the midday form just looks like a cool wolf. Like Princess Mononoke wolf.
And the midnight form is like a crazy guy too.
Yeah.
He's looking good.
Apparently they're also implied to be version exclusive somehow. Some people are saying it is, some people are saying it isn't, because translating Japanese is complicated, I guess. But yeah, I'm getting the feeling that it's like Espeon and Umbreon. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So we shall see. They look really cool though.
They are so cool looking.
I love this little cute picture of like happy
Rockruff. Yeah.
Very cute stuff. Anyway, yeah, that's it for that piece of news.
Tidbit.
Yeah, but also the Black and Silver Solgaleo and Lunala 3DS XL have been confirmed for the US. Remember, it was previously only confirmed for Europe and Japan. It's black, but it also kind of looks like the Xerneas Yveltal 3DS that you had back in the day, right?
Yes, it does.
That came out for XY, which was blue, right?
Yeah. It's like the same art style. You know how it's like kind of like
just like thick lines, kind of stylized. Yeah,
that's right.
It's cool. It's not. I'm not like in love with it. I have the new 3DS, the small one. So I'm hoping for like a pretty bold, like cool faceplate that I can get eventually. But other than that, like whatever, I'm happy with my one I have now. But it looks like it doesn't look like uncool. Like if you're gonna buy a 3DS for this, like it's worth getting. It's just like for me personally, I think my 3DS is cool enough without it. Then this exciting thing happened the other day, which is that Pokemon Generations was announced. So you remember like back in the day, what was it called? Pokemon Origins?
Yep.
Was this sort of like 4-episode miniseries that took place in the world of the video games, kind of. And it had like Red in it, and he like went to the gyms, and they were more like the gym leaders from the games, and the battling was a little bit more like violent, a little bit more like intense, I guess.
Screaming Charmander.
Yeah, and it was really cool. I thought it was like a really different take on Pokemon. It totally did not feel like the like Ash anime at all.
Right.
It had this crazy like Mewtwo X, Mewtwo fight at the end, right? It was Mewtwo X or Mewtwo Y, and then he mega evolves his Charizard. It was just so cool. I don't remember. It was Mewtwo X, Mewtwo Y. It was a cool thing. But these are going to be like 3 to 5 minute shorts that are similar. And it's going to be like moments from each generation, like the Lake of Rage or like fighting a crime boss. And they're going to be airing on YouTube starting today, September 16th, and are going to run until December 23rd. And it's going to be 18 of them. So this is going to be a really cool thing that we're going to be able to talk about for some time.
I think they're going to be pretty tight. I was really surprised when it said they were just going to be 2 to 5 minutes long, because like that makes me think that it's just more like a little moment. But I'm pretty excited to see it. If it's anything like the the black and white, that like little, what was it? It was like a little like a scene that was animated from Pokemon Black and White. And they were on like a ship, and Samurott was there, and they were fighting against like the ninja guys. Do you remember that?
Vaguely remember that.
It was so cool, but it was just like a scene, not connected to anything else, just like a scene,
like a little promo.
That was really cool. And I'm hoping that these will be kind of similar to that.
That seems very dope. Like, it seems like super cool. I'm into it. I'm ready for that. It's the first one's today, so go watch that. That's your Dex Cast homework today. Everyone can give up 3 to 5 minutes of their time to watch it. It's going to be tight. But finally, if you have recently updated to iOS 10, which is a really cool new update to the operating system for iPhones and iPads, Pokemon has just released a set of pixel art stickers to send to your friends. They're actually official. They come in English and Japanese. They cost $1.99, and they can be yours right now, and they are called like Volume 1. So I'm imagining there's going to be a lot of these. There's also free Mario ones that are based off the Mario Run game that's about to come out for iPhone. Mm-hmm. And those are free. So just hop on there and go get those. Those are fun. They're fun to send emojis. It's weird to me that Apple's making emojis so much larger.
Yeah.
I think I like that they're small, but I don't know. It doesn't really matter that much, I guess. It's just weird that they're so big.
Yeah. They are pretty huge.
But they're really cool. They're really like high res. They look really nice on the like Retina screens. They look good. They look good on the white background. It's cool. And there's like some funny ones. There's like that like crappy Executor.
Yep.
And like old Mewtwo and some like weird ones like that. It's good. Snorlax sleeping. Good stuff. But that's really it for the news today. Nice little, it's like a meaty enough.
Couple little chunks.
Yeah, meaty enough news week. You know, we're in that sort of like lurch before it like really ramps up as the game is about to come out, I think. Mm-hmm. So, you know, nice and easy week. But let's, instead of doing what we usually do here, let's go back, dust off a golden oldie for the Stingers, and let's jump into the top 5. Right?
Yes.
Right?
I missed it.
So this one officially is going to be called Pokemon Sun and Moon Theories, Kellstradamus. I know we changed it to Dextradamus because you thought it was too nerdy to be Kellstradamus, but I think it's funnier that it's Kellstradamus. I like imagining you with a big beard and like stressing out over like comets blowing up the Earth or whatever.
I like imagining me with a big beard.
Yeah. So this is gonna be predictions for Pokemon Sun and Moon. It's kind of a top 5, but it's kind of not really in any particular order, I don't think.
I feel like I want to open up my computer so that I can read along with this with you, because I just want to make sure that you don't explain them wrong.
Okay. How nice. Okay. But before,
how nice.
As you know, we always, before we do a top 5, we always do like a little runner up to sort of like eliminate the obvious ones and sort of just like define what we're talking about a little bit more. And so our first prediction that we're going to eliminate right off the bat is what are they called? Ether Foundation. The Ether Foundation. We're going to say the fact that they're evil is fairly obvious. I doubt that it's not going to be the case. I'm pretty sure we're all on the same page about this. I mean, I'm ready to eat my own shoes if it's wrong, but you know, I don't know. It seems like it's right?
Yeah.
So that's the runner-up. But let's jump into number 5.
This one's fun.
So Ether is conducting experiments on how to merge Pokemon and people. That's basically the basic, like, first pillar of this prediction. Raichu's Alolan form is the product of a team Ether experiment. All other Alolan forms have a reason for why they have adapted to look the way they do, but in the description for Raichu, it's strangely cheery and vague, and it says Pokemon researchers can't figure out why it would have changed, but that it's so cute that no one cares. Speaking of cheery and vague and so cute that everybody cares, that's all we're getting from the Ether Foundation so far, and their unnamed research project having to do with Pokemon may have something to do with genetic alteration.
Ooh. What do you think?
What do I think about the veracity of this theory?
Yeah.
I think that it's a stretch to say that they're trying to merge Pokemon and people. I think, let me see. Let me try and I don't think that's the center of their research. I think Raichu is the biggest stretch. I think that we're probably going to get to the bottom of Raichu eventually.
You think so?
Yeah. I'm almost there already in terms of like if I had to write a Dex episode about it, like I have like a scientific explanation for it, but I'm not going to get into it here. I don't want to spoil it. But I think that they are conducting experiments that are resulting in some sort of merging between Pokemon and people.
But
and I think
if it's their aim or not their aim, that's to be determined.
Right. I think it's something more like they are investigating some type of energy or something having to do with similar things that we've seen in X and Y and Oros, like sort of like having to do with something like, but not necessarily the same as the Megastone energy.
I don't know. Okay. All right. That's fair. I understand.
And then maybe like, somebody gets caught in the blast and then they like turn into this thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's the kind of thing that I think it is. I think that's how it could be a threat to Pokemon and people, is that it like changes them.
I think that it's intentional. I think that it's fully intentional, and I think that that they are trying to figure out a way to like become one with Pokemon.
What if they're trying to figure out a way to make people? If we think that people and Pokemon originally were the same species, what if they're trying to figure out a way to make Pokemon or make people evolve just like Pokemon?
Oh, and it's like like an evolution, like ooh, and that's why they look like some of the people that we've seen.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's interesting. That's an interesting theory. I'm willing to like get on that level with you, but I do think that I think Lusamine, especially from the very little dialogue that I've seen her say, it seems like she would be the type of person that wants to like merge people in Pokemon and like become together as one or something like that.
I feel you. I'm sorry.
You all right?
I drank some water.
Oh no. It's gonna be okay.
It went down the wrong pipe. It's so awful. All right, I'm back. We're back. Next theory. Team Ether is also responsible for either 1, scientifically merging themselves with Pokemon, or 2, opening portals to different dimensions that allow beasts that merge with people to come through. There are the Ultra Beasts. And I think these are the Ultra Beasts. To be fair?
Yep, I typed it wrong. It's okay.
Okay. These are the Ultra Beasts, and I think that all of them are merged with a human character. UB-1 is Lily, and in the game, she will be a runaway from the Ether Foundation. UB-1 is Lily and share a lot of design elements: a wide-brimmed hat, a skirt, tendril braids, similar color scheme. UB-1 also moves like a young girl. That's pretty, I think of all these. Well,
yeah,
I don't know.
Most people are like hopping on this, like as the day's gone on.
It's pretty clear that Lily is UB-1 and that UB-2 Beauty is Lusamine. They look the same.
So do you think that what do you think Lily's like? I mean, this kind of goes into theories that we're talking about later, but like, why do you think Lily's an Ultra Beast / what do you think of like why she's so mysterious?
I think she's a spy.
A spy.
I think she's trying to like learn something from the professors.
You think so?
Yeah.
I think she's a runaway.
Okay. I mean, I don't know enough. I like literally like there's like 2 pieces of dialogue so far, so I don't know. But if I was to guess, I would say like the reason that we're going to see her turn again is because like,
she'll be like,
she's like the one who's like the bad guy, but then she like goes to be with the good guys and she realizes that the good guys are the good guys and she wants to be with the good guys, that kind of thing.
Yeah, I feel you.
UB-2 is obviously Lusamine. The hair and the high heels are like
the beauty
literally
version.
Yeah, the beauty one. It
looks just like her.
It just looks exactly like her. There's like not even a question. But then UB-2 expansion is like doesn't really look like any human person, but like maybe it's related to Gladion, the like sort of like other guy from Team Skull, right? Or Team Ether?
Team Skull.
Skull, right?
Allegedly, yes.
He's like the enforcer of Team
He's the enforcer of Team Skull.
And but he just looks like he's from the Ether Foundation.
Well, the Ether family. Hey.
But he's like the only red dude.
Yeah, but he is the only red dude, which actually is in the next theory, is their family connections.
Yeah, so that's this theory. What do we think about this much? I think this is kind of just like an extension of the other theory.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, like they're all kind of extensions and going on towards one another. It was hard to write a top 5 about,
right. It's
about
not like
what's been released so far.
Yeah, like I said, it's not really a top 5. It's more just like we're going to talk a little bit more deeply about the stuff that we're talking about. But and I think the reason that they all are UBs is because Lusamine, Gladion, and Lily are related. They
seem to be.
Yeah, I mean, they all have blonde hair. They all have green eyes. Lusamine's like, I want to be the mother of all Pokemon, so she's probably old enough to at least be
like
a mother to something. Maybe she's Lily and Gladion's mom.
I think she is.
I don't know if she is. I think she's a little too young looking.
Do you think they're just all siblings?
Yes.
No, I think Lily and Gladion are younger, and Lusamine is like their mom.
Or maybe like Lusamine and Gladion are the same person, but from two different timelines or something. Because they're both UB2, right?
Yeah.
Lily and Gladion both have names connected to the flower. The gladiolus is the scientific name for the sword lily, so that's the same flower. Kind of. That's from at original Mr. Bibbs. And then also at that cute Eevee pointed out that they also look just like Colress from Gen 5, who's a scientist that was not actually part of Team Plasma, but was like also evil, and like nobody really knew what the deal was with him.
Yeah, it was never revealed where exactly he came from. He wears a fancy lab coat. He's got the eyes and the hair that are exactly the same as Lusamine and Gladion. And what if Colress and Lusamine are married and they have Lily and Gladion, and then they were doing experiments
on their kids,
on themselves and their kids? Isn't that crazy? But Colress is like out of the picture because he's Unova right. He
moved to America.
But his post game dialogue, it like heavily focuses on how to make Pokemon stronger, and
Colress?
Colress, on how to make Pokemon stronger, and it says even without a conscience.
Colas even sort of dresses
like Ether, right?
Yeah, like he's on.
He looks like he's on the Ether Foundation.
It's pretty weird.
So
that explains that. Maybe that's like a sort of solid theory. The only real like sort of like thing that sticks out is Gladion, because he doesn't really fit into the picture very well. But maybe Gladion left Ether and joined Team Skull, just like a lot of like people from Team Skull seem to be outcasts, because maybe he disagreed with the methods of the Ether Foundation and he stole their other Pokemon fusion creation, Type Null. That weird horse dog Pokemon thing that's
we don't know for sure if the Ether Foundation made Type Null, but I think it's probably like if the Ether Foundation is the one that's doing experiments on Pokemon, like they probably created Type Null.
To be fair, he has more aesthetically similar with Team Skull, but maybe that's like, maybe he took him away and then like dressed him like a punk, kind of.
Or some.
I don't know. Do we know for sure that Type Null is a Pokemon?
Yes.
Okay.
And not an Ultra Beast for sure.
Well, I mean, I know for sure it's not an Ultra Beast, but it's not. It's definitely in the Pokedex. That's a number.
Yes, he's a Pokemon.
Cool. His likely familiar connection to Lusamine is pretty obvious, and the fact that he owns a synthetic Pokemon point of being allied with him at one time. His color scheme also doesn't quite match the other Team Skull members. The black on his skull, on his clothes is like more saturated. All the Team Skull members are wearing like black with like sort of like goth punk colors, yellow and pink and blue, but Gladion wears like dark black and dark red. But maybe he's trying to like turn the Skull team against Ether Foundation, maybe?
Yeah, like maybe if like he knows that the Ether Foundation is bad, but nobody else really knows, and he's trying to get like the only people that are like willing to kind of not go by the rules.
Maybe Type Null was the thing that made him realize it was evil, and then he broke him out and then like helps him now.
Yeah. That'd be cool. I think that would be a really good like idea for a character.
Yeah. And if Gladion is trying to take down Ether to avenge Null, then we'll probably see Null take its mask off and fight the Ultra Beasts.
Yeah.
Hopefully something like that happens. Maybe like Zygarde is involved in some way as well.
Mm-hmm. That's
the only Pokemon that really looks like it's in there.
Oh my gosh. I was watching an episode of the anime where Ash is lost in the woods and Greninja is also lost in the woods. And at one point in time, Zygarde Dog and Greninja like meet in the woods, and Zygarde Dog like shows him where Ash is and then just walks away, and it's not explained like why did Zygarde Dog even care. It was very funny.
What wasn't Greninja like, yo, there was a dog in the woods?
Yeah, because it's just like he came out of nowhere. There was no reason for it. He told him where Ash was and then just like walked away. And I imagine like what if that happened in the game? He just like comes in, fixes it, and then leaves.
Yeah, it's crazy. Zygarde is the only he's the only Pokemon that I really see in Type Null. With that little like back legs, like really feels like like Zygarde to me. The final theory is that there's probably going to be no Megas in Sun and Moon, or probably ever. The absence of all mention of Megas and the recent reveal of Z-moves being specific to certain Pokemon seems like a retcon of balancing Pokemon battling. Since all the Mega Stones were created in the AZ Disaster event, they may be exclusive only to Kalos and Hoenn, where the ones in space fell to Earth, and the Ultra Beasts will also only be present in this gen. Z-moves will probably remain.
So this is like kind of like a different type of theory, but
sort of. It's like it's like
it's not like a plot theory. It's more like a mechanics theory.
Yeah, but it kind of ties into the plot. Like,
true.
What if it's yet another universe? What if it's yet another universe and this universe just doesn't have Megastones?
Possible. Absolutely possible.
Or what if Megastones come through, like, what if they do like an expansion to this game like they would like something like Destiny, and there's like the Megastone expansion or something like that where like a rift opens and Megastones come out.
Wallace liked the idea.
Wallace was really into that one?
Yeah. I don't know if anyone heard him snort, but he snorts.
It just seems like they're done with the Megas.
From going to Worlds and like seeing the way that, like seeing the way things are being introduced and seeing the way things are kind of changing a little bit, it seems like they're trying to get back to a meta where you can use more types of Pokemon and that it's not so like
they don't want it to just be like, well,
down.
obviously I'm going to choose one of these 10 guys.
Right. And so I think that, like, you know, Mega Evolution was like an attempt at that, and it kind of worked and it kind of didn't. But I think maybe Z-moves might be like a scaled back version of that they're like, maybe this will be the thing. But I guess that's just a little theory there.
Yeah. I think this one has a lot of legs. I really don't think we're going to see Mega Pokemon. I'll be very surprised if they're keeping them a secret for this long because it's like weird. Because people are like, what? But I think there's going to be something else. I think there's going to be more to battling still that we don't know. Or like maybe they just finally like just really broadened it up and like added a lot more types of abilities and like ways to interact with Pokemon on the field. I'm just excited about it, mostly. But that's our main theory. That's, I think, where the sort of like plot lore is going to be based on in Sun and Moon.
Yeah, that's what I think.
Other things I've heard about is like Ether starts with an A, so maybe there's something that starts with a Z, since there's Z moves, and maybe that's like part of the plot. I don't know, like what else? Maybe that power plant in Kalos is run by Team Ether is another thing that I've been hearing.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to say. I feel like this is pretty strong. I feel like this is sort of just like a very structured version of something that we're all kind of like feeling at this point, right?
Yeah.
But I don't know. That's us. That's our theories. And I know there's a lot more things to talk about in regard to theories. So luckily, I went onto the internet and asked you guys last week to send in yours. So let's find out what they are in this week's Fanswers segment.
Fanswers, da-da-da-da-da. Fanswers, da-da-da-da-da.
Great.
Great.
This is the part of the show where we read fan mail from last time.
True.
On the show. If you want to participate in the discussion, send your responses to today's theories to thedexcast@gmail.com. Again, that's THEDEXCAST@gmail.com. I cannot tell you how many podcast emails I still get at other places. I'm not going to read those unless you send them to this email address. It's not impossible. I promise. I promise you can do it.
I didn't know you got emails other places.
All the time.
That's funny.
That's why I do this. That's why I'm so diligent to make sure that I tell everyone how to do it. But yeah, last week we asked you guys to send in your theories. So I'm just going to randomly read some emails from the last week or so.
Great.
So this first one is from Dylan. Hey, Jimmy, Kellz, Alex, and Wallace. I've been re-listening to some old casts while I was cleaning my apartment before moving, and you guys did it. # you did it. I was sweeping the floor of the kitchen, and you guys called out to me from the past and said, I'm pretty sure I'm quoting here, hey you, stop sweeping. Yes you, put down the broom. Pretty sure the context was over some Oros hype, but regardless, you did it. Let's take a moment here to soak this all in. That was too long. Anyways, Z-moves. I'm pretty excited about finding out what Z-moves have to offer to our meta. However, Z-moves plus Mega Evolution sounds like a cluster muck of OP OHKO battles. VGC 2016 with Primal Mega's Legends was already a little too much power for me to really get into. However, you will be wearing a bracelet for Z moves similar to the Mega bracelet in XY. This got me thinking that maybe you'll only be able to have one bracelet at a time. Sure, you have the both options before each battle, but your opponent won't know if you're going to have the Mega Poke or a Z move until the battle starts and your Litten explodes your opponent's 3DS out of their hands. This choice option would be really cool in my opinion because it would prevent Mega Evolution from becoming stale and prevent Z moves from potentially being completely OP. Not sure if this idea has been brought up already on here, but if it was, you've already gotten this far, so hashtag it happened. Anyways, what do you guys think about a choice between Mega and Z moves before each battle? P.S. My puppy, Luna, listens to you guys when we're driving around the mountains. One time, Wallace barked something fierce, and Luna searched all around my car for where this hidden puppy could be. Haha. So if you guys could have Wallace give Luna a shout out, I'm sure she would be stoked. Here is a photo of Luna so you guys can have some fan art in your office. I call this photo, Wallace, Where Art Thou?
Oh my gosh.
Thanks, guys. Dylan, hashtag, I don't really have time to write 17 hashtags, but here's one long hashtag sent from my Rotom. Here is Luna. Cute.
Oh, she's so cute.
Cute dog.
She's got great eyes.
Mm-hmm. So what do you think?
Let's see here. The first part of the email I wanted to comment on. Oh, the sweeping.
Yeah.
That was probably like my proudest moment on the Dex podcast ever.
Just getting people with sweeping?
Because people still to this day tweet at me saying that like they were listening to it and it was happening. And so I'm proud. I'm proud.
That's great.
Of that.
What about having a choice between Z moves and Mega Evolution? Choose your bracelet.
That's an interesting idea, actually. I don't know. It's hard to say. Well, I don't know. Because we kind of think that there aren't going to be like Mega Evolution. There isn't going to be a Mega Evolution at all in Alola. So, but if they did have both, then I think that would be pretty crazy. So I like the idea of maybe just choosing one or the other and then like having that be what you can do. But I don't know because I don't know if a Z move can be comparable to the power of a Mega. So,
yeah, it's not. It's a little bit less powerful.
So it's not like it would be a choice where you're either like getting this really awesome dude or like
maybe it's just like a different type of battle. That'd be cool. Mm-hmm. Like a Mega battle or like a regular battle. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
I could see that being a thing, but I still don't know. I don't know if it's going to be a different type of relationship between the previous gen and this gen than normal either. Mm-hmm. Like, I wonder if you can just like trade between them or something. Because don't you think that like by now they'd figure out a way to like make it less complicated?
Yeah. I don't know.
It's just weird to imagine that it's going to be a totally different generation. It doesn't seem logical anymore. I guess Pokemon Bank exists, so it doesn't really matter, but still.
Right, you could still probably like bring them in.
I'm into it. I would like something like this, but I don't know. I have the same problem, which is that Z moves and Mega Evolutions are not balanced to each other. So it's hard to say like which is the one.
And I'm going to try to get Wallace to shout out to Luna right now. Ready? Hey, Wallace, you speak? Speak. Yes.
Done.
Good boy.
Done.
Got a good crunchy little treat there for that.
Great.
Good girl, Luna. Good girl.
Okay, this is from Ryan. So much theory. Ooh. Hey, Dex peoples and guests that may or may not exist, longtime subscriber, first time sending a message. So, when all the info on Ether and such dropped, I bombarded a friend with text messages and about theories and ideas, and I might have gone overboard. So, now I'm going to go ahead and send all that junk your way. Hope to hear your thoughts. Okay, so I did some admittedly bare bones research on Ether and its meanings and historical relevance. Turned out Ether is a Greek god with two backstories. One of them as the child of Nyx, goddess of night, and Erebus, god of darkness, possibly focusing them on Lunala. In the other story, they are the child of Kronos, god of time, and Ananke, who I found quoted as perhaps their birth marked the beginning of the cosmos. Story A makes them sound evil on a base level, but who knows? The other makes me think about the inevitable Gen 4 remake. A separate train of thought, Ether has also been called quintessence, a refined essence or extract of a substance. Screams alchemy to me.
Oh, absolutely.
Yes. Finally, this idea didn't come from research, and I've already seen the idea spread online, but what if Colress from Black 2 White 2 is part of Team Ether?
Woo-hoo!
He looks the part. His goal was to bring out the true potentials of Pokemon, which ties the previous idea in, and he, like every other Ether leader, has that diamond thing that resembles the one from the Japanese moon logo, tying in the stuff about night and darkness and Lunala. I would love to think they had planned all this out that long. Makes me feel even more like this gen will be amazing. As stated before, my research is bare bones and may be wrong, but even if part of this is right, it only makes everything more interesting. Can't wait to hear your thoughts and can't wait for these games. Sorry for the not long email. Hashtag force tropes. Hashtag love it anyway. Hashtag insert more hashtags here. P.S. Unrelated to the rest of this email, but I was curious. With Alolan Pokemon being so different from their originals, will we be seeing the return of the mini decks, or will they be getting their own episodes separate from the base species? PPS. PSS? IDK. Again, unrelated, but I have a friend who makes these fabulous crochet Pokeballs and has recently made team-specific Pokeballs for all your Pokemon Go related needs. If you wouldn't mind a quick plug, they are at Kadeations.storeenvy.com. Kadeations. Kadeations.storeenvy.com. They make lots of other cute things and custom request Pokeballs as well. I got a lure ball. I would really appreciate the shout out if you wouldn't mind. I think I linked them in the email too, not sure though. Okay, now the email is sort of long. Sorry. Hashtag not so forced tropes. It wasn't that long of an email.
Wait, I want to address the PPSs first. Actually,
Yes.
It is PPS. You were correct because it's postscript, and so it would be postscript. So after the afterscript. So that was good. You did well. What was the other one? The other one was Return of the Mini Decks. That is a good question. I think
we're gonna do something.
We're gonna do something.
I don't know if it's gonna be the same format or what, but it's going to be something like that.
Right.
To cover Alolan forms.
But it probably will be both in one episode, if I had to guess.
What do you mean?
We did Sandslash and we talked about the Alolan Sandslash. It depends on if the trivia is tied in really well with the previous
Well, you know how in the
one,
mini decks we did like a couple per episode?
Mm-hmm.
I think that it would be fine if we just like did like what was there's the mini decks and then there was the other one, the extra decks.
Yeah.
I think the mini decks, we did 3 at a time. Like maybe we'll do like an Alolan themed mini series or something and just like talk about it separately or something. Like there's going to be something about it. I haven't decided exactly what it's going to be yet. We have a couple months before that happens, but it's in our minds. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It is.
As far as the other stuff, the only thing that's weird is that it connects them only to one game. You know what I mean? Like being
Right.
like that it's the darkness god or whatever and the goddess of night. Like if I could find like a way to interpret them that also led me to the sun, that would be huge.
But then also the Kronos, the god of time, and the Ananke, is that what it is?
Sure.
Marked the beginning of the cosmos. The cosmos seems to be a prevalent theme in Sun and Moon too.
It's true. It's
so
true.
that's got some legs there.
I'm sure that's like why they called it that, but who knows? You know? What else? What else? Did we miss anything else in here?
Well, let's see.
Coal
here.
Rest Theory, Avi.
Oh, Coal Rest, cool. I didn't notice that his has that diamond thing. The diamond thing that resembles the one from the Japanese moon logo.
Yep.
I didn't notice that, but now that you mention it, yes, I understand. I like see it.
Great. We'll check out these Pokeballs, and you should too.
Yeah.
Thank you, man. All right. Next email. It's moving on up the charts. All right. This is from Amanda. Family ties, or why type null is a shadow Pokemon. First part of this theory is the idea that Gladion, Lily, and Lusamine are all related based on their similar hairstyles and colors.
Yeah.
Furthermore, in the trailer, one of Gladion's lines is, "You'll just get your Pokemon hurt for no reason," and Lily doesn't like battles because Pokemon get hurt, and Lusamine's goal is to take care of hurt Pokemon. This begs the question, why on earth are they all on different sides? We see Team Skull and the Ether Foundation in direct opposition in the trailer, but if the Ether Foundation is actually evil, like the common theory seems to be, it could be that some of the agents of both organizations are working together in the background. Perhaps Lusamine and Guzma are just figureheads. What does this remind us of? Cypher or Team Snag'em? One of them appears to be a posh, light-based utopian team, where the other is slummy and dark-based, but they both are working together to make money and rule the region. Type Null is an artificially created fighting machine designed to combat any type of Pokemon without fail. Shadow Pokemon have their hearts artificially shut to make them not register empathy, and in XD, shadow attacks are super effective against all non-shadow Pokemon. Hashtag Ore confirmed.
I thought that let's see, I'm sorry, I'm a little bit farther away from the screen than Alex, and so I'm like trying to like double check and read. I think that it's interesting that you point out the dialogue. They're all talking about hurt Pokemon getting hurt. I think that's really interesting because if they are all related, then like that could be something that they all do share as a value, but they're all on different teams because there was some sort of fight that they did not agree on. And if it is like a family feud, then it does make sense that they have similar ideals, though they're from different areas of the game.
Well, what do you think about Type Null being a shadow Pokemon?
I don't know.
I think that I doubt this just on likelihoodness. Like, there's no way that they're gonna like go back to the well on the shadow Pokemon for a main game. Like, I don't think
because it's not even canon in the series anyway.
That's what I mean. I don't think they're like sitting there thinking about shadow Pokemon when they're working on Sun and Moon. That's the only reason. Like, I don't think this is bad evidence. I think this,
but it could work in a similar way for sure.
Yeah, I just doubt that it's going to be like that same thing from Pokemon XD. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
It would be neat though if Type Null had like super effective.
Yeah.
Like super effectivity because it's supposed to be a Pokemon that rivals legendaries.
Yeah. I love the Team Cypher, Team Snag'em connection.
Yeah.
That's cool. But yeah, thank you for that email. This next one is from William. I'm going to call you William. Just put your name. Just put what you want me to call you in the email, guys. New twist to old subplots. Insert obligatory long-time listener, first-time caller statement here. Let's get right to it. The 7th gen seems to be, as far as content goes, potentially one of the largest we have seen yet. That said, there must be a limit to what can be included. I myself have always enjoyed the subplots such as the unknown files in Silver and Gold. I would like to see them explain some of the mystery behind the unknown or even add more, but an addition like this subtracts from things they could potentially do with new Pokemon. Would you like to see more from the unknown or similar things like Azoth, or do you think it would be better for the new games to set up their own mysteries? Sorry if I rambled. Sorry for the long email. It wasn't long. Hashtag shut up, Alex. It's long because I said so. Hashtag unknown are the best legendaries. Hashtag Volcarona should have been a legend. Hashtag why do we use hashtags in email? Hashtag the Dex Cast rocks. Hashtag thanks for reading. I would like to see, if we bring back old things, I would like to just add more to them, flesh them out, like things that we don't really have full answers on yet. Like, I'd like to get a clear answer on what the deal is with Pokemon and humans in the past. Azoth, I feel like we never really got a peek at. You know what I mean? Like, we sort of just know that it exists, but we don't really even know what it is. So that's something that I'd like to see. The unknown, like, was awesome and neat, but, like, I feel like that sort of wrapped itself up a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think so.
So I don't know. I feel like also the unknown is from, like, a different time in the lore. Like, I don't know how much credence they're going to give to that now. Does that make sense? So I don't know. What do you think?
I like seeing the unknown, you know, wherever. I think, unfortunately, they were kind of just like the Gen 2 fun thing. But one of my favorite things is when they will bring back something that's like that was in a previous game that you didn't think was ever going to be mentioned again, and then there it is. Like like Bye Bye a Go-Go Man. He's in Unova, and he just like lives in a house there. And he was like, after I left Team Rocket, I just came and lived here. And he's that like a foreign Team Rocket member that talks in that weird speech pattern. I love that guy. And to see him in the 5th game as like, oh, this is where he ended up. Like, that was awesome to me. So I would love them to bring back other things that like maybe we didn't get full answers to, or even things that we like have answers to, but like now we get to find out a little bit more. Like, I'm all about all that stuff. But there was one more thing I was going to say. Oh yeah. And like the theory about Looker, how like when he washes up on the shore, that's actually his
right.
like the beginnings of his story.
It kind of makes it seem like it's one world a little bit more.
Yeah. And I love all that stuff. So
Digging it.
Yes, I would love to have as much of that as you need.
Sick. We got another email here from Max. Pokemon Theories Volume 2. Hey guys, it's Max again. A while ago, before we even knew about Sun and Moon, I sent you an email about my theories for Pokemon Z, and Emil, aka Chugga Conroy, made a pun out of it because that's how Emil rolls. So this is a bit of a follow-up to that, I guess, even though this will probably have nothing to do with that email. Let's get started. Okay, so pretty much like everyone else, I'm convinced Team Ether is evil and they've made Lily, aka UB-01. That's pretty obvious at this point, but why? I like the idea that their goal is to create a Pokemon with perfect genetics. Type Null is evidence to this particular theory, as well as the newly introduced Hyper Training. Maybe the Hyper Training guy is an ex-Team Ether member that's using their technology for good. As for UB-1 being Lily, I think the Ultra Beasts are the game's attempt to tie in the anime with human Pokemon fusions. Maybe in playing around with genetics, Ether created these types of fusions, though not in the form we once thought. Think like that little girl from Full Metal Alchemist that got turned into a dog. Maybe the leader of Ether, whose name escapes me at the moment, modeled UB-1 after herself and got attached to it. Okay, this is getting really crackpot at this point, so let's move on. Let's tackle the Z part.
I thought that was interesting.
Yeah.
Super interesting.
Yeah. Let's tackle the Z part of these theories. I can't say I'm convinced, but I'm hopeful we'll go back to Kalos this gen. Maybe in the after game, Zygarde will take you to Kalos in order to help you better understand Ether's research. Maybe they have a small Kalos branch that's messing with the Pokemon in that region. A couple weeks ago, you got an email about how the Zygarde trailer took place in the Lumiose Badlands. Maybe Ether is messing with the Kalos Pokemon to make them stronger, which could be an excuse to have stronger wild Pokemon in the after game. Well, I think I've just about exhausted all of my theories. Later, man. P.S. Can you tell I like Chugga Conroy? I've mentioned him in literally every email I've sent to you guys. I don't know why. Hashtag help I have a problem.
I know why. It's 'cause
What?
you like the dude.
Yeah.
He's a cool dude.
He's a cool dude.
Yeah. What do you think of like all the Lusamine stuff? That
It's
would be
hard.
really neat if she was like, if she like created a child and she, I want her to be so much more evil than she probably will end up being.
Everything makes me excited, but I just like there's not enough for me to like. There's nothing new here. You know what I mean? For me to say like yes, this or not. You know what I mean?
I get it. Yeah.
It's weird. Like I'm very excited, but I'm just like yeah, like I want to know what happens with Lusamine, but I don't know. I haven't heard a theory yet that like I'm like oh wow, like the evidence is so clear. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So I'm like I want to know. That's where I'm at. Thank you for that email. All right. Daniel Awesome. I hope at least Wick ain't evil, poor Lusamine alien. Hey Dex crew, Daniel Awesome here. I've scrapped a few emails before writing this one, including Lily being a Pokemon or something, the ramifications of using Life Mega Energy for teleporters and Pokemon centers, Kanto Safari Pokemon being Kalos native, and Pokemon having a Dark Souls-like multiplayer. Mm-hmm. First off, I hope Ether aren't evil. I'm wrong, thanks Koro Koro. But my original theory was maybe that Skeezy Scientist breaks off and helps Team Skull until we see what UB he is. Now, I know Lusamine, Lily, and Gladion are related, or are all aliens, but now we know the real threat will be Independence Day-style invasion. I hope Megas return. I was disappointed by the lack of new Pokemon in Kalos, or the 30 or so Megas were a loose justification of that, but if they drop the mechanic, it'll invalidate that. Plus, it makes certain Pokemon relevant, like Mawile, Bannet, and Mega Beedrill. Lastly, I think they're showing too much. We knew too much about XY going in, and the only real surprise in Oros was the Delta episode. We knew all the Megas, all the tiny additions, etc. going in. Thanks, special demo. What's up?
What do you mean, what's up?
I have some questions about this. What is he talking about? Koro Koro leaks aliens.
Did it say they were aliens?
I'm trying to like find that. I'm trying to just like figure out what he's talking about, and I'm just not seeing it. I don't know where he's seeing that there's going to be an alien invasion and that the Ether Foundation is aliens. Is that true?
I hadn't heard anything about that, but I feel like I've looked pretty hard, but maybe I totally missed something.
Yeah, I don't know.
But then again, it could also be just like a translation.
Yeah, I guess. It's just weird. He's saying first off, I hope Ether aren't evil. I'm wrong. Thanks, Koro Koro. Mm-hmm. Which I don't know what he's referring to there. And then he's saying, now I know Lusamine, Lily, and Gladion are related or all aliens, but now we know the real threat will be Independence Day style invasion. Have you seen anything about that?
I haven't.
I don't know, man. I'm sorry. I would love for you to get back to me on this and just show me where you read this. But I mean, I'm not against there being aliens. I think that's a great way of adding to the Pokemon theory, especially if they're like related to Pokemon. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Yep.
All right. Thank you, Daniel. Daniel Awesome, everyone. This next one is from Jack. Pokemon Sun Moon conspiracy theory. What happens when a person travels to an alternate universe? Hi, Alex, Jimmy, and Kellz. My Pokemon Sun and Moon conspiracy theory ties in with the ideas of parallel universes and worlds. In Oros, we learn that there is a universe with Mega Evolution and one without from the Delta episode. Regarding the connection between Lily, Lusamine, and Gladion with the Ultra Beast, maybe they are from the universe with Mega Evolution or another one altogether. Why? Well, look at the Pokemon Mystery Dungeon series. The player comes into the world universe as a Pokemon when originally they are from a universe that they are human. Maybe traveling across time and space causes mutations, or is how UB-01 is the Lily from another dimension appears in Sun and Moon. It would explain why Lusamine was shocked seeing UB-01 in the Japanese trailer, persuading me to believe she is not UB-2 Beauty. Like, why name yourself? It also could explain why Mega Evolution is not in this game, or why Z-moves appear for the first time. Maybe it's a third alternate universe where the ultimate weapon in XY made Z crystals instead of Megastones. As well, you can see that different versions of games are alternate universes. They allude more with this game by stating that Pokemon Sun and Moon takes 12 hours apart from each other. Any version of Pokemon games has exclusive Pokemon, and even Black White had exclusive places, making them alternate versions/dimensions. However, I could be wrong. I like little mystery. Smiley face. The universe is ever expansive. Jack. It's a great sign-off.
Yeah, it is. It was. Good job, Jack.
I'm interested in this. What do you think about this? Let's just get into it a little bit more. Like, do we think that the multiple universes is going to be where they go with the lore, or do we think that's something that we've kind of emphasized?
I think that it's so highly, no, it's pretty much canon. I mean, the multiple universes and stuff. I really think that's
right.
I
Absolutely.
think that's what's going on.
100% sure. But on one way of looking at that is saying that the Pokemon world is has the technology to travel between dimensions, and that's going to be part of what they do all the time. And another way of looking at that is that it's a cute thing that Game Freak is doing to make everything connect.
Well, I guess we're gonna find out in this game, but I think that based on the Delta episode, you think they're committing
to it from a lore perspective?
I think so.
That's exciting.
Yeah, because based on the Delta episode and that whole jam, it doesn't seem like it's just an excuse to be well, Megas are, well, it is partially an excuse to be well, there's Megas here, but there weren't before. But I really actually think that instead of just leaving it at that, they are going to try to tie it in and make it something big in the series.
Yeah, but you got to be kidding me thinking that Lusamine is not that UB.
She is, for sure.
I mean, if she's not, she is the reason it exists. Does that make sense?
Right. Yeah.
If she's not UB-1.
So maybe he's right. Maybe the Ultra Beasts are versions of people from another dimension that are not them but look like them.
Yeah, but they're not people and they're not Pokemon.
Yeah.
So what are they?
Aliens.
See, I don't know. It's weird. All right. The universe is ever expansive. Jack. All right, we got time for one or two more, right?
Yeah.
That's not crazy.
How long have we been going?
About an hour.
As per usual.
As per usual. Okay, so let's go to this. This is a good idea. So this is Steph. The special connection between Rockruff and the starters. Hello, Wallace, Jimmy, Kellz, and Alex. See how I switch everyone's names around? Wow, so clever. Steph here, and I've got a short theory/guess today. It's not really about the Sun Moon plot, though, so I hope that's all right. Cute emoji that I've never seen before. I was looking at the latest Rockruff's evolution leaked on Coro and was debating which one I liked better when I remembered something from a previous issue. They said that the starters have something special in common with Rockruff. Since Rockruff has now been revealed to evolve differently based on the time of day, it seems safe to say that the starters will do this too, right? So could the infamous leaks be true about the starters having two final evolutions?
Oh my god!
I don't know about you guys, but I'm starting to believe it. I'm just so excited just imagining it.
Oh my gosh.
I'm really hoping that this hasn't been discussed already, but it seems so obvious. I wouldn't be surprised if it has. If y'all have already talked about it, then how about some follow-up questions? First, do you think it's a real possibility? If not, why? If yes, what do each of you hope they will look like? And what types do you think they will be? I'm not great at speculating, so I'll leave it to you guys. Emoji that I've never seen before that looks really cute. Anywho, that's all I got for today. I'm confident my email is an appropriate length and shall not apologize for it. Also, I'll attach a quick doodle of the Rockruff Evo dude I ended up picking as my favorite. Hope you like it. Hashtag Team Werewolf. Hashtag Team Raichu. Hashtag Starter Undecided. Hashtag Team Skull for Life. Hashtag Hope as always. Hashtag old hashtags. Hashtag Laterman. Peace out. Steph, a.k.a. Stirpa Bleebs on Twitter. P.S. Just got into Beard Bros thanks to the Asagao Academy series. Hilarious. Thank you so much. Now faithfully watching Super Sabros, which is so horrible and so good. Keep it up, dudes. Thank you so much.
Oh my gosh, this is like what I was hoping for. This is
was
really
like blowing
cool.
your mind?
This is blowing my mind, and I think that you're right.
I heard something about this too. There was like a Chinese leak on the internet somewhere that like had a bunch of details in it, including this thing about Rockruff being like a dual evolution branch. And they too were like, yo, like this might also apply to the starters.
That would be so cool, because then the other leak that shows like possible final evolutions of the starters, I can be like, I'm in my mind, I'm thinking like, oh, well, that one's probably the sun version if I had to tie it to a version.
Right.
That would be really cool. I would love that if the final evolutions of the starters were like
what if Litten gets a
different.
fire fighting and a fire dark? And
That would
what
be
if
so
what if
cool.
Rowlet gets like flying grass and also like grass, like I don't even know.
And thinking about it,
Water? I don't know.
The interview that we were talking about from last week's podcast, where he was like, the time of day is extremely important to us in this game. Like, what if like a lot of evolutions have split evolutions based on the daylight? It'd be like Gen 2 all over again.
Yeah, pretty exciting stuff. Pretty exciting stuff. Pretty exciting stuff.
Thank you for that email. I hadn't thought about that, and I really, really hope that you're right.
All right. Great. Let's do one more, huh?
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah.
Maybe two more. We'll see how it goes. This one is from Detective Nathan. Ultra Beasts equal battle ghosts? Hello, Alex, Kellz, Jimmy Wallace, and the missing guest. How are you all doing today? I'm writing this the night after the new Ultra Beasts were revealed, and whenever Pokemon news is released, news sites tend to put reactions to the news on their page. One reaction caught my attention and got me thinking about a possible theory about the Ultra Beasts. This was a comparison between UB-02 absorption, or expansion, and a stand from the manga anime series JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. If you are unfamiliar with what a stand is, it's basically a physical representation of a person's fighting spirit and willpower. Now, I think that the Ultra Beasts are still some byproduct of the Ether Foundation and their research, but what if they are beings created by the Foundation to give humanity a fighting chance against Pokemon? Because, I mean, if Pokemon didn't want to be our friends and companions, humanity would either be dead or living in fear of extinction. The Ultra Beasts were created to combat this potential, albeit highly unlikely threat. We already know that UB-1 looks a lot like Lily, and UB-2 Beauty looks strikingly similar to Lusamine, and I'm guessing that UB-2 absorption is controlled by either Gladion or Faba. Anyway, this is just a theory.
Faba too.
Thanks for reading, and have a great Poke Week. Detective Nathan. # play Pokemon. # buff boy UB2. # theory. # Pokemon Sun. # Pokemon battle tendency. # sorry for the long email. # laterman. Who's Faba again?
Faba is the ether guy with the green sunglasses.
Oh. I forgot about that guy.
I mean, yeah, he's
Yeah, let's look at that guy again.
yeah. Let's
pull his
pull him
biz
up.
up.
Pull him
Oh,
up.
he
Pull
has
his mug up.
he has like sort of like those goggles.
Yeah, he's got like kind of a pointy face and goggles on.
I can see it.
Color scheme is like not super the same.
Like he's
But-
totally green, but like who else could it be? Like look at that. I don't know. I'm still very like there's something about the fact that there's two UB-2s that is the thing that makes me feel the weirdest.
That's very strange.
That's
yeah.
the key. That's the main thing that I'm like, why are there two of them that are called UB-2? If Lily is one and Lusamine is two, why is there another one that's also two? That's the thing that really drives me insane.
Yeah.
Right?
That's
I don't know.
it's weird because
I like the idea of it maybe being something that humans can make with like a device. That would be interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Like maybe it's like Blue Dragon. Have you ever played that game?
no, but I've seen it.
They get like crystals.
Actually, I've seen you play it.
They get like crystals and then they can like shoot their willpower out of their body and like use it like it's like a physical creature.
Yeah,
Pretty cool.
it's very cool.
I'm into that. I'm into that. Let's do one more.
Yeah,
Cool.
I like these.
Okay. This is from Awkward Trainer Nano. It's a scam, man. Hey, Alex, Kellz, and Robo Jimmy. It is I, Awkward Trainer Nano. The theory I have for you is built upon Kellz' theory, which is that Ether Foundation is evil, but also Team Skull is the good guys. The supposed main goal of the Ether Foundation is rescuing Pokemon from the clutches of Team Skull. What if that's not the case? What if Team Skull is the one saving these Pokemon but poses bad guys just because the public see the Ether Foundation as a virtuous organization? And maybe the Ether Foundation is actually using the Infinity Energy, which happens to be the life force of Pokemon, as a means of bringing the Ultra Beasts to the Pokemon world. What if Team Skull are ones actually trying to save these Pokemon? Also, there seems to be a bit of similarities with Lusamine, Faba, Gladion, and Lily being the eyes and the hair color. Maybe these characters are in fact family, Gladion and Lily being siblings, Lucifine the mother, and Faba the father or grandfather. And maybe Gladion, opposing his family ideals for the Ether Foundation, joined Team Skull to stop them. But hey, that's just a theory. Removed from YouTube for copyright protection. Hashtag one step closer to world domination. Hashtag laughs maniacally in asterisks. Hashtag sorry for the long email. Hashtag SFTLE. Hashtag laterman.
SFTLE.
Sorry for the long email.
Great.
I didn't think about Father being the father.
No, I didn't either.
Not Father. Father being the father.
Father being the father.
I didn't think about Father being the father. That makes a lot more sense to me than Colress. I doubt that they're going to be like, it was Colress the whole time.
I hope it would be Colress.
But that would be really weird, right? Like if they were like in there in the bed, it's like, but who? Who's the father? It's like, me. And they were like, Colress? It's weird, right? That's like, from how long ago was that? Like 10 years, actually? It's like
no, not 10 years. Come
what
on.
game was it from?
Black and White.
Black and White? Okay, so like 5 years. Whew. But still, that's a long time. I thought Colress was from
Gen 4?
Gen 4. Isn't Getz from Gen 5?
Getz is Gen 5 and Colress was
Colress is the guy who's on the ship thing, right?
Yeah, he joins them and he's like, oh,
now
what
I know,
a good team.
Now I know who it is. I'm with you. Okay, cool. Yeah.
Maybe at least, even if he's not there related to them in any way, I really hope that he is part of Team Ether.
You really do?
I really do hope that he's like somehow involved with the Ether Foundation.
Yeah, sure. Great. I mean, it's just, there's so many things to talk about. I don't know. Like, I think for me, like, this is part one of like a 2-part thing. Like, we have our ideas going in about like all the craziness that's going to happen. Mm-hmm. And maybe we'll do a follow-up next week that's more about, if there's still not another huge news week next week, maybe we'll do like a mechanics-based theories episode, if that makes sense. Mm-hmm. And then maybe after the game's out, we'll do like a recap and be like, so like, what do we think now about the story? Like, what do we, like, here's what really is the deal with the mechanics. And we'll just kind of like review the game and talk about the story a little bit.
Yeah, that'd be tight. And
then depending on whether we get the game early or not, I'd like to like start recording like a series or stream it. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes.
Yeah.
But guys, I think that brings us to the end of another Dex podcast. I hope we've got your mind grapes working a little bit now. Hope you guys are thinking about what kind of crazy theories there are out there a little bit, right?
And hey, feel free to send us more, but...
Oh my God, send us more like, all the time.
Yeah, any theories.
Pay attention to the Reddit. We want to talk about everything on here. We want to be comprehensive. So don't feel bad about that. Guys, it's been real. I love doing the Dex podcast. It makes me really happy. I love hearing from you guys. If you guys want to send in your emails to us to be read on the next episode, send them into thedexcast@gmail.com. That's THEDEXCAST@gmail.com. Tell your friends about it. Tell your parents about it. Tell everyone about it. Tell PewDiePie about it. I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about. Guys, I've been Alex.
I'm Kellz.
And we'll see you next week.
Bye. Later, man.